Hi, and welcome to Create with Nomysh. I'm your host, Mohammed. And today we have Ryan coming out of Austin, Texas, who is a video content creator. And welcome, Ryan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Excited to get this go and see what we get.
Absolutely. So first of all, tell us a little about yourself. Tell us how you became a content creator and, how'd you end up here?
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up a YouTube kid. Made videos my whole life. That's always been interesting to me. I've always been very interested in the concept of storytelling and doing it through a creative outlet and also typically including humor. And so one thing that has always brought me joy has been making people laugh. And I found I just had a knack for it when it came to putting out funny videos. And so one thing led to another, and those funny videos turned into a full-time career where I, like you said, am a video marketing expert and I do script writing, commercials, brand videos for brands, and then on the personal side, I do it on TikTok as well for myself.
Yeah, and you have like 185K followers on TikTok, so clearly you've had a lot of success on the personal side as well. So, talking about that, how do you go about coming up with these ideas, and what is any advice you may have for newer content creators when it comes to that side, right? Because obviously that's a hard thing to continuously keep doing.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing that I'll typically do is, I have an idea, and then in the past, I would be so excited to get that idea out there that I would just make that video instantly and put it out. And I think there's definitely positives to something like that, to doing it that way, because you're not going to be as nitpicky and perfectionist. And it's more so about just putting it out, putting it out, putting it out, and just seeing how the audience reacts. But one thing I have noticed that has improved my reach and the virality of my content has been when I come up with a video idea or even just a simple joke or setup, whatever it is, I take it and I sit on it and I write in my notes. And then once I get a list of these things, I like to pick two or three and try to interject them and like combine them, especially if it's like a sketch idea. And that way it's not just one quick thing and that's like the funny part and the rest is just filler content. That way it's like funny, 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 funny over. And I think that also comes with, even if I don't want to intertwine different things and it's just one simple thing, I like to come up with the best way to set it up. And I have an algorithm that I use for my
Oh,
content,
wow.
just on a general sense, where it's the setup. You have to set it up in some way where, with short form content, you need to grab attention
Yeah.
immediately. And you need to do it through psychology by giving them something that they expect in the end of the video or in the middle of the video or whatever. And they cannot swipe away until that need is met.
Mm.
And so you grab them from the beginning, do the setup, hit them with the funniest or the payoff point, and then, like I was telling you, Muhammad, before, you kill it right after that with short form content. You kill it after the climax. Otherwise, every second that dwindles is a chance for them to scroll. It's going to hurt your watch time. It's going to hurt your rewatchability. It's going to hurt your shareability, and that's just again also it makes things funnier. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but like if something happens and then the funniest thing happens and everyone like kind of like, even if it's a podcast clip, something happens, someone says something funny and everyone looks at each other and starts to laugh. If you kill it like 1 or 2 seconds in that laugh, for whatever reason, it's so much funnier,
Hmm.
than if you just let
It
that laugh
stays with
keep
you.
happening and then dies down. Exactly. Yeah, it's more
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
a shock value, because then you're back at the
totally.
video and you're all of a sudden like, wait, that was great. Oh my God.
Yeah, and you want to literally click that share button and you're like, oh, I got to send it to the group chat.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
No,
always use the
100%. Yeah.
example. There's this old video from like back when Vine was a thing, and it's on YouTube. It's called like Go Blah. That's literally the title. And all it is it's this little girl holding on to her dog on a leash, and she has a ball, and she goes, go, and she throws it, and the dog goes, and so does she right onto her face. And it's pretty funny, but only
Yeah.
because the video ends right when she falls.
Oh,
If
that's
that
a good
was
one.
a 30-second video where you see this little girl fall and start crying, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that poor little girl. But because it ends when it does, it's a pretty funny video.
Because you don't know if like she was hurt or anything. You're like, you just left it
Exactly.
at the climax. Totally. I see what you
Exactly.
mean. So, what, tell us the story about like your first big hit first viral hit, and how did it come about?
First big hit. God, what was it?
What was like the first moment you're like, oh, this video, you made a video and you're like, oh shit, people love this.
Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, I've had like sketches, dumb little sketches pop off, but nothing that I was ever really like that proud of because it was typically just taking like a trending sound and I would still put my own twist on it. And there were a couple that did really well, which were like dark humor. And that's always been, I've been a fan of that. I've had to wean off of it and kind of like even go back and delete some stuff because
Hmm.
now that I own a business, in case
Hmm.
I hate the fact that I have to do that because I don't want to offend anybody. But I'm a big believer in, humor and comedy. There are no off limits. If something offends you, simply look away.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, owning a business, I don't want my employees or my partner to be hurt by a joke that I've made in the
Right.
past. But as far as stuff that's like popped off, I mean, most recently, or I guess not most recently, but like about 8 months ago, I was in Vegas for my little brother's birthday, his 21st, and I
Big one.
was blackout drunk. And my buddy was like, "Hey, let's go get tattoos." And I'm like, "I don't have tattoos. I don't want to get a tattoo." And he goes, "You're gonna get a tattoo. I'm buying. Let's go." And I'm like, "All right." So we go to the shop. I walk in and I'm like, "I want something super stupid. I want something. I want Pitbull's head on the body of a Pitbull or something dumb like that." And in the back of the store, I swear to God, it was like a scene out of a movie. This guy stands up because I was talking to the girl up front. He goes, "Barbara, I want this one." And I'm like,
Love
me
it.
and my buddy each other were like, "What?" He goes to the back room, comes out, draws it on a napkin, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's it." Got that. That posted that video that night. I was like, "This is on my body forever." I'll show you guys. Screw it. Oh, but so that's it. And then Pitbull saw it, invited me to his show. I got to hang out backstage with him. He signed it. I got that tattooed. And then all of those videos, all the content I posted from that went pretty viral. So that was pretty fun.
That's a great story. Love that. I mean, and you're just gonna keep adding to it, right? You're gonna keep doing other people's faces on different things until.
Hey, I said if Snoop Dogg or Doja Cat or anybody else, Eminem wants to fly me out, I will get their face on my other thigh. I have no
Oh,
problem doing
and
that.
M&M. So what you can have is like a bag of M&Ms and then his face on it. That's a great
I've
one. Okay.
People have been commenting
Oh,
so many
this is
things.
good.
Ice Cube. There's a
Oh,
bunch
that's
of
so
different
good
ones.
too. Oh, these are
Right.
great.
I
Wow.
know. And I'm a sellout. I always tell Muhammad, just buy me a flight. Let me meet you, take some pictures. That's all I need. Big Cat from Barstool, another one. Literally, guys, I can be bought.
Ooh.
I can be bought.
I love it. You're so ready for this. Oh
Oh
man,
yeah.
that's great. I love it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ryan. This has been great. And thanks for joining us with Create with Nomish.
Yeah, happy to, man. Thanks for having me. This was a blast. You're a great guy, and I can't wait to see more content come out from y'all.
Awesome. Thanks.